sports. It's working together. And I'm really hoping that we continue to work together. The worst thing that can happen is we begin to divide, and there goes our big fight altogether. These are one of the things that the federal government would love to see us do, is fight each other. Because as long as we fight each other, we're not going to be fighting them. Dominic mentioned Bill C-45. That's a prime example on how we have to stick together to fight together. And the chiefs at the national level, they've been continuously, are being continuously monitored that they do fight in the best interest of all First Nations in Canada. So we're happy that those steps are being taken. And again, it's all with the support of Idle No More, the grassroots movement. And we certainly respect what they're doing, and we hope this kind of momentum continues on. I believe that's all I got to say. And again, thank you for coming out here. I was hoping that not only us would be all here, but it's kind of, this is a big community. I thought we'd have this place full, but it's good that you guys showed up. And
thank you, Dexter. Mukshi is Spabix is to my Kenya. Amuksho the Democrats, Kiamuksho the GOP. The government of the people. So we'll start with our next speaker, Mo Idumuma. Dorothy, First Rider, will be our next presenter.
Thank you, Clayton. Okay, it's got connection with some Puawa, cannot take that you do so. And the Cactus Sayako Pissinoni, Nitsidanis Pinona, Nidak to Pinon, Takitopokopi Menon, Takido Datsi Menon, and Okamichi, all of the communities. Samino to Matapok Pinona, Moses Lake, Gimme, Gladstone, Kanokanom, and then pretty soon all agency. Okay, Makini Navakagmat could do it to Dokanoakia and me Mokins to see. Ki Aniwakia, the next one anime Akido, to me Sekokodokiano Nitsukano Pinon. And then you must insist, Kano Kinime no do there's a Pogokska, so it's not see Nakabatsi. Gizixko connection Matsimo, Gamatsikutasi, the Gaknida Kokotomadapi, Isoka, the Kyopi, Itumansta, the Kyopi. Kanokamichi Kachikokanets in Guai, Ustowai, Manisto Gitsistapia, Kanok Manistomadababu, Experti, Kakaniste, or Pokopi Masowai. Good evening, everybody. I'm really happy to be here. And the pillar that I'm involved in is tribal government and the trustees. The trustees are the ones that are responsible for the purchased lands and turning those lands into reserves. So we're going to be pursuing that very aggressively in the next 4 years. And then the other pillar that I sit on, like I said, is tribal government, and tribal government's primary responsibilities falls in line with the Idle No More movement's interests and concerns, which is legislation, jurisdiction, and authority. We've been working very closely with our legal representatives. They've been giving us a lot of legal opinions, legal analysis, and we've introduced those to Council. Council has had many opportunities to discuss this, ensure that they understand them, and then identifying the next steps. Dealing with legislation is no easy task. The government has an agenda, and what we're trying to do is, if we cannot stop some of those legislations that will have a detrimental impact to our future, then what we're going to do is mitigate those measures as best as we can and ensure that they don't impact us the way that it may impact those other First Nations that don't have the capacity to be able to have protection in place that will protect them and ensure that it meets their requirements and doesn't derogate or abrogate from their treaty and their Aboriginal rights. So that's one of the interests that I have, and I was really happy and quite fortunate that I was put into the department and into the pillar that I wanted, which is tribal government, because I said land claims, authority, jurisdiction, legislation, those are my areas of interest and my areas of passion as well, along with treaty and Aboriginal rights. We've been working very well together. The committee members that I have and the ones that I sit on the board of trustees, We've got all of the same interests. We've agreed on the same approaches, and we're looking at it and we're approaching it from a very enthusiastic approach, which is going to ensure that we successfully attempt to conclude all of these and at least pursue them in the best possible way that we can. Because if people are interested in something, in an issue that they are working on or they're responsible for, then they're going to ensure that they approach it the best way that we can, and that we have the people in mind, what's the best interest for our people, and of course for the next 7 generations. We also always have to plan for the next 7 generations like our forefathers did. So that's the kind of long-range plans that we've got. We've got short-term and long-term plans. But going back to the whole issue of communication, all of council, including the chief, including myself, have indicated that communication is something that we're going to have to strengthen. We're going to have to turn around and inform the people more than ever and ensure that they understand all of these issues and that they voice their concerns to ensure that we're approaching it in the best way that would adequately represent your interests. So I'm really happy to see you this evening and look forward to working with you in the next 3.5 years. Just about 6 months have gone into this term, so I guess we can say 3.5 years.
Thank you, Dorothy. Our next presenter is Nina Beeks, Mike Brewstead. Shoot number 2.
Okay, thank you, Clayton. Okay, gid geneigd met zijn gewoon zijn grote taak te maken. En nog kan zeker dat gezien dat ik ben een gedood toch zo. Dat is geen sans de bocht binnen maar nog zie ik uit op school. Die maar daar komt het kost binnen daar komt het toch kan niet binnen no kijna. Next week maar kijk ze mij niet doe ik daar is zie daar met de bocht binnen no sticker na doos die mark same thing. Als community meetings. Ook zich guy over communication. Kijk ook te maken schossen dan en not more need that dosie or maybe some of you only hear about communication what all goes on no guidance at campaign time. Well, we're gonna share the information now, not 4 years and all. This is what all goes on. I think, thank you. Yeah, I think the way, power, information is power. And here, we don't have a game to withhold information. If there is in the departments, then we're going to tell those directors, employees, if it's public information, tell the people. That way we're all on the same page. None of this campaign thing, like to me, look, campaign, I got to hear everything else that I didn't hear the last 4 years when everybody started getting up and saying their platforms and to get scoffed. And so we want to, I guess, provide that. I'm on the communications committee too, which will be another segment. They start to give this restructuring. I'm also in the tribal government with Dorothy, the Acres, previous council. There's been a lot of work done. We're just going to continue that. And to sum up, just to explain the designation of Federal Reserve land. It is not just because we bought it, it's not instantly guidance. There's a whole process with Indian affairs. So we have to be patient ourselves too, because we like to start, occupying and putting business or residential or what have you. Again, we're going to do a massive study. What are we going to do with this land? So right now, it's some of our parts of it, it's still taxable, because even though we purchased it, it doesn't automatically mean that it's non-taxable. So that's one thing, and the federal government, namely Indian Affairs, on that. I'm also on the kind of Board of Education. Myself and Billy Wadsworth. The one item, and Council has already brought about it, is all these bills coming down. This one is the First Nation Education Act bill by ANSI, or the Aboriginal Affairs, or Old Indian Affairs name. They're pushing this through. Last week in Pucanoia, they've been going across Canada. The first meeting's supposedly consultation. It's supposed to be a dual role process. One now, and then finalizing the draft legislation to a final legislation. But again, it's Indian Affairs driven. The second meeting was in Saskatoon, and I don't know if you guys saw the news on Global and all that, the CBC, I don't know more, and the other chiefs that disagreed with the federal government stormed that meeting, and there was some pushing and shoving, and they just stopped it. So the week of February 25th, Indian Affairs, it's not Treaty 7 hosting it. It's not us hosting it. It's not AFN hosting it. It's Indian Affairs hosting this education consultation. Makita of how we're going to handle education. So now, Dorothy, to the chief, the Treaty 7 meetings are having an evening meeting to strategize how come the government is going along with this, forced consultation, rather than waiting from the outcome of the January 11th meeting where, hey, let's discuss and properly define treaty rights. So just to go the minister, and again, these are federal tactics. Just going back to Bill C-45, there's two cases coming out. Actually, it's just in Frog Lake and Mikisew Cree, Onion Lake and Mikisew Cree. On the process of when a bill comes through the Parliament or Senate and it's approved, you have 30 days to launch a lawsuit, and it's called judicial review. Your lawyers or your legal help have to really surmount a case to combat. The other one that we're kind of strategizing after the courts make a decision on the Mikisew case, battling legally the Bill C-45, whether Treaty 7 or all of Treaty 6, 7, and 8 to launch a statement of claim, which does not necessarily have a 30-day deadline, and it gives you more time to research your position. And but those that have read law or understand law or even heard about law, these are things that are infinite, or not infinite, but definite